Time for a topic that I don't understand the point of.
Well, we figured that we're not going to be doing a podcast for 2 weeks. We're going to miss the opening of Star Wars: The Force Awakens. But I just want to talk about the very positive reception the film has gotten so far. It's like 94% on Rotten Tomatoes. Which just... I didn't think that it was in bad hands with J.J. Abrams. I didn't. I didn't think it would be this positive. 95%. And we're recording this on Wednesday the 16th.
I was kind of expecting something like 80.
I was thinking like 85-ish. I was thinking about where the Star Trek movies. I'm thinking Star Trek, I think it was like 90, the first one.
Yeah, the first one was. The second one.
Yeah, J.J. Abrams did the last 2 Star Trek movies, which to me were tryouts for Star Wars because they basically are tone and style of Star Wars, so it was always perfect. The critics' consensus, which again is like put it in a blender, what are all the critics saying? Packed with action and populated by both familiar faces and fresh blood, The Force Awakens successfully recalls the series' former glory while injecting it with renewed energy. Which is what it kind of looked like from the trailers it was trying to do. Mm-hmm. It wasn't trying to reinvent the wheel of what a Star Wars movie was. It wasn't going to go off in this abject direction. It was just going to say, we know what you liked from the original trilogy. We know you liked practical models. We know you liked real worlds and sets. We know you like the old original actors a hell of a lot more than Qui-Gon and Mace Windu. We're going to get them back and then put in these new characters that you're hopefully going to love.
It looked like they were going to go for a gentle transition, basically, from the Star Wars that you actually remember liking and those characters, and then transitioning to the newer characters who will probably, without seeing it, I'm going to guess will probably strengthen themselves and become their themselves in the second movie. Or the second movie of this trilogy.
They might be already there.
Well, sure.
Because one of the I've read spoiler-free reviews, because you don't really. I know as much from the plot from reading these reviews as I did before, so I'm not really getting spoiled. And from what I gather, why this movie is going to do extremely well, besides the fact that it's Star Wars, besides the fact that it's critically acclaimed, people are already talking about director nomination for J.J. Abrams. And Best Picture nomination probably will because they do 10 now. And remember, Star Wars got nominated in 70 for 77 and 78 got nominated, and they only had 5 back then that got nominated. People are maybe saying, besides technical, Best Director. That the big thing with this movie, besides they're using film again, the effects are a lot better than this crappy CG of the prequels. The characters are good characters. You care about these characters. The new characters, Rey and Finn and Poe Dameron, are really fun, likable characters. And that, more than anything else, when people say, oh, Jar Jar Binks, oh, the CG is terrible, oh, characters make stories, they make films. You have bad characters, you do not have interest to watch the movie. You can have awesome action, but if the characters doing that action aren't interesting or you don't care about them, you don't care.
Jar Jar and all the bad CG in the world could be written away if anyone gave a fuck about Obi or Qui-Gon or Mace or Anakin or Padme or any single person in those early movies.
So when I talked to, I think I talked to you or someone else, and I even brought it up, so I never really thought of, what the hell do you learn about Obi-Wan in those prequels?
No, we were talking about that earlier.
What do you learn about his character and personality besides that he's a noble guy doing the right thing as a Jedi? You don't learn about his backstory or history, where he came from. People are going to say, oh, you find out about that in the novel, or you find out about that in the Clone Wars cartoon. It's like, that's not the point. It's the movies.
Yes.
If you have to rely upon external sources to flesh out your character, you're doing an awful job. So this movie, for the most part, says that the characters, from the reviews, by and large, say that the character of Rey is really, really good character. It's not just a quote-unquote feminist girl power character just to be thrown in. It's actually a very well-done character and complex, and that Finn's a fun character, and that you have Poe Dameron is basically the new Han Solo. He's a dashing rogue, and that was the main ingredient I always said was missing from the prequels. You didn't have a devil-may-care sort of character, sort of like fuck the man character.
Right.
I don't care about your Jedi Order and this monk stuff. I'm just doing my own thing and having fun, and he's the guy you want to be like. There wasn't a guy you wanted to be like in the prequels. I didn't want to be like Obi-Wan as a kid. As a kid, I didn't want to be like Luke Skywalker. I don't want to be like Han Solo.
Yeah.
And besides Han Solo being back in this movie, you got a character that's sort of in that mold.
Right.
The sort of guy like, the get out of my way sort of Clint Eastwood type character, if you can say that for a Star Wars movie. So I'm going to see this Saturday. I'm excited. I'm happy that it's getting good reviews.
I won't see it until Christmas.
So you're going to get spoiled. Probably more than if you haven't already. I think I think it bodes very well though, just because remember if this didn't do well, you already got episode 8 is probably starting to get filmed already, or if not soon, and they're already probably going to start filming the first standalone movie, which comes out already next Christmas. There's going to be another Star Wars movie. You're going to see at least one Star Wars movie for the rest of our lives, probably, right. Which is weird to think about. And then you have another one for the 4th anniversary in May 2017, episode 8 already. A year and a half only after this one. So I'm happy this is getting good reviews. Oh, yeah, and people are saying Kylo Ren is a very interesting villain. He's not just a Darth Vader clone that's just evil, and that's it. And so it sounds like they hit that sort of right balance. If anything, some of the reviews said there was almost too much nostalgia and almost too much callback to the originals.
It was almost maybe like they were playing it too safe. But honestly, that's better than... that's fine.
Almost too much fan service in that, like, okay, we get it. You want to connect this to the original. You have characters showing up, and then, okay, you really have to have... I don't want to spoil it. You really have to have these characters in that because you saw them in Return of the Jedi, they're back. Okay. You know what I mean? Like, that's where they kind of probably went overboard. But yeah, maybe. But J.J. Abrams, again, he wanted to play it safe and connect it.